The chairman of the National Development Planning Commission, Dr. Nimoy Thompson, has urged African governments to focus more on diversification of markets and products to deal with the new tariff regime imposed by the U.S. government on the world. Dr. Nimoy Thompson, who's part of the Ghana delegation to the IMF spring meeting, spoke to ChannelOne News' Umaru Sanda Amadu in Washington, D.C.
U.S. President Donald Trump's sudden imposition of huge tariffs has shocked world markets. While superpowers like China are reacting in equal measure, smaller economies are left scrambling. Dr. Nimoy Thompson, however, believes smaller economies like Ghana have an easy way out by diversifying.
The reaction would be to accelerate efforts at diversification. Diversification of markets, diversification of products, diversification of the economy itself, and look for alternative markets. From the presentation we had yesterday, Africa as a whole, given the new tariff regime now, Africa as a whole actually would have a lower tariff on average, I think about 6.4%, than the US would have on African exports, which is 10% minimum. So right away we are starting at a disadvantage. Goods coming into the US, into Africa, would attract an average of 6.4%, and goods going to the US would attract 10%. That obviously is not fair trade, but it is what it is, and it's up to us to take advantage of this very challenging time to come up with different approaches to doing things, particularly expanding trade.
Dr. Nimoy Thompson also expressed optimism that Ghana will benefit in the area of energy and job creation following some discussions at the ongoing IMF meetings.
The Commission is looking to broaden the definition of economic growth from just a one-dimensional GDP-based measurement to a three-dimensional or 3D approach of growth in GDP, growth in jobs, growth in wages. These three things must go hand in hand. If they don't, and we keep talking about GDP, it's meaningless to the ordinary Ghanaian unless you can tell me that GDP is growing and jobs are growing and wages are also growing. Then it makes sense. So it's like putting a human face on development as opposed to just throwing around numbers.
The NDPC chairman also dismissed views that the IMF meetings are avenues for negotiating more loans and saddling the country with debts. Reporting for ChannelOne Television, Washington, D.C. Umaru Sanda Amadu.